got the engine torn down to the long block. Nothing alarming at all yet. In fact, all I've seen is pretty good. These heads are definitely new, or at least newish, just judging by the color and the shape they're in. So that's a plus. All right, now for the moment of truth. See how it looks in there. So when I turn the engine over, you can see that the piston rings definitely are not doing their job, because look at that oil. That is supposed to be on the other side of the piston. All right, so to remove piston heads, you can see in there's a little clip, right? And you're just gonna take a pair of pliers and just squeeze it, pull it out. Just like that. Both sides have one. So you're gonna do that side too. And then what I do is I use an extension from a 3/8 ratchet and a 15mm socket on the end of it, and put it through, and then just take a mallet, just like that, and the piston head will come right off. So I knew this engine was having issues with blow-by, and I had my suspicions about the timing, and I think it was too far advanced. As you can see, the sides of the piston skirt are like black. That ain't right. That's blow-by for sure. So what I'm thinking is new rings, clean up everything, and then make sure next time that the timing isn't set too far advanced. You got the piston rings on. It's a really tight fit, so what you're gonna wanna do is just work your way around. Be gentle and don't get frustrated. There you go, that one just slid in. And the next one. And then the final ring's a bit easier. For the most part, you can just shove it in really hard. And that's ready to go on the engine. Okay, this is the end that's gonna face the front of the Bug. It's gonna go on like that. So I'm gonna take the clip and actually put it in before I do anything else, because I won't be able to reach it very well with this actually on the engine. That to seat properly. There's a little groove in there, it's very obvious. And then, when I pound this through the connecting rod, it has a stopping point, and then I can put the other clip through it. So I've got the bearing slid through the connecting rod, and the clip that I already put on there served as a stopping spot. So now I'll just slide the other clip over it, and then slide the cylinder over the piston, and then that side will be done. I got the cylinders and pistons put back in. Those are ready to go. And then I have the heads soaking the valves in a little bit of brake clearance, so I'll clean those next. I'm gonna let the actual valves just soak overnight because they have a little bit of carbon buildup that I'd like to get off of there. But besides that, they look really good. I think they're new. I think whoever owned this engine last installed brand new heads, so I'm pretty happy about that. We came outside again after I'd painted my exhaust to find out that the piece of plywood we had set up to protect the rest of the house from overspray had fallen on the paint can, and it just sprayed all of it out.
The can was still upright.
Yeah, somehow the can stayed upright and just sprayed all of it out, all over the exhaust I just painted, and it dripped everywhere. So now I have to redo that side. And I just wasted $12 worth of paint. We got the engine tins all painted up. I'm using the same primer as what's on the body of the Bug. So the side door area, that rusty orange color, it'll be matched. So yeah, this should look nice. So this is how you adjust your valves. So I've got my engine at top dead center for cylinder 1. So you take a feeler gauge, set to 0.006. You see that? And if you don't have a feeler gauge, you can use a business card. So basically what you do is you're gonna loosen this and make sure it spins freely. And then take your feeler gauge and a screwdriver and slip the feeler, so this is tight. This one's too tight, so I have to loosen it before I can put the feeler gauge between there. And then put the feeler gauge between the valve stem and the rocker, and then tighten it until it's touching the feeler gauge but moves freely. So once you've gotten it where you need it to be, you'll tighten the bolt, and you'll need to hold the set screw with the screwdriver. And then once you're done with that, you can do the other valve, which in this case would be this one. And then that one is set exactly the same way, so once you're done with both of them, you can move on to the next cylinder. And in this case, it'll be cylinder 4 because you'll turn the engine at 180 degrees over, and then that'll give you top dead center for your next cylinder, which will be cylinder 4. So when finding top dead center for the next cylinder, what I like to do is I took the spark plug out. In this case, it's cylinder 4, and then I'll put a pencil through the hole until it comes in contact with the piston. And then I'll crank the engine until it hits top dead center. I could feel it with the pencil where top dead center will be, because you can feel it pushing the pencil out, and then it'll start bringing it back in, and then right where it's at the very top is where top dead center for the next cylinder is. And you can do that on any given cylinder, but cylinder 1 and cylinder 3 you'll be able to use the notch on the crank pulley. So I got the engine fully put back together. Looks great, sounds great. as a little bonus for watching until the end of the video, I'll introduce my newest project. It's a 1969 Ford Falcon travel wagon. The plan is to build it into a livable, all-around daily driver type van that I could take anywhere and live out of. It's got a really cool pop-up tent on top, and for the most part it's in pretty decent shape. The body's mostly straight, but there is some damage on the front, but I already have a panel that I'll use to replace that. I'm gonna go with the ratty look because I really like the original paint. It's got some cool patina, so yeah, this is the new project.